Hey, this is Wendy from OneAmazingMom.com, and I wanted to tell you about one of the most important distinctions that there is in the world of parenting, and maybe all of life. When you know this distinction, you find peace as you complete the actions that might otherwise infuriate you. You start to enjoy doing the things that would otherwise frustrate you, and you stop feeling resentful about anything you do. This distinction will make a gigantic difference as you interact with your baby, but it will get even more powerful the older your child gets. Okay, so you ready to hear the distinction? It's knowing the difference between what you're doing for yourself and what you're doing for your child. So I'm not sure if that sounds obvious to you or if it has you scratching your head, but let me explain. When you get your child dressed in the morning, are you doing it for you or are you doing it for them? Now the obvious answer is you're doing it for them, to keep them warm, right? But there's a point when we're doing it for the baby, but then it gets into this mode where we're really doing it for ourselves. And it's okay to do things for ourselves, but we really need to be clear on what the difference is between when we're doing it for them and when we're doing it for us. Because if it's up to your baby, she probably doesn't want to sit there for the whole 7 minutes or however long it takes you to get her dressed in the morning. So I'm not saying you should let your child run around naked all the time, although I do it a lot, but that's because with Shanti and I, it's about finding the balance between the two of us, and it's the same thing for you and your baby. I'm okay having her run around naked most of the time as long as it's warm out here. But if it's important to you to have your child dressed, if it's important to have her look nice when you go out, that's fine. Just realize that you're doing it for yourself and not for her at this point, because she really doesn't care. Hey, it makes sense that she's getting squirmy because that's not really what she wants to be doing. She might rather be crawling around. I say. Here's one. I was at the park today and there was a dad there with his son who was in 2nd grade, so about 7 years old, 7 or 8. And the dad didn't want the kid to play in the puddles and get his shoes wet. So this is another one where it's kind of hidden. I think the dad thought that he was doing the kid a favor, and there's an argument that says, well, the kids won't know that they're going to have cold feet and they're not going to know how uncomfortable that's going to be, and maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but they're not going to learn it until they feel it. So I think that really the dad wanted to save himself the work of walking home with a kid who had wet socks and shoes on, of maybe not wanting his wife to be complaining when she got home about having to do the dirty laundry if she's the one that does the laundry. But if it were up to the kid, he would have just had a blast playing in the puddle, getting wet, getting dirty, and walking home. And maybe it would have been blistery, and maybe that would be a teaching opportunity for the dad to ask him if it was worth it. Was it worth it to get in the puddle and to get all dirty and have a blast, even though he's cold now and his feet hurt and he has to walk home with this way? These are the kind of things that are little everyday lessons that our kids can learn, but only if we give them the opportunity. And if we're constantly telling them that they can't do something, and worse, we're not acknowledging that the reason we don't want them to do it is really for our own well-being, then they miss out on these opportunities all the time. So, let me know. How does it work in your world? Where do you tell yourself that you're doing something for your child, but in your heart, it's really for you? So that's all I've got for you right now. I would love it if you would please share this, leave a comment, like it, post it, tell me what you think. Do whatever you usually do to share things with people that you enjoy. And then I would love it if you feel inspired to go to my website, www.oneamazingmom.com, and sign up for a free session with me so that I can talk to you personally about what's going on in your life and how I might be able to help you. Thanks so much.